Parenting is a never-ending marathon with constant demands. Have you ever heard the phrase, I don't have a 9 to 5 job, I have a from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them job? Well, that is parenting. And if you have a baby or a child who doesn't sleep well, then you're also on the clock all night long. The needs can feel never ending, and your own well-being tends to be the first thing to go. On top of all of life's usual stressors like finances or your marriage or your career, you're also dealing with things like tantrums or siblings fighting all the time or overstimulation. With so much on your shoulders, it's easy to feel depleted. In fact, studies found that nearly half of all parents reported feeling overwhelmed with stress most days. I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend years of my life in survival mode. So I've identified 3 things that you can implement in your life as a parent so that you can reduce your stress, feel more present with your kids, and actually enjoy parenting more. These three things made a huge difference for me personally and for the parents that I've worked with, so I'm super excited to share them with you today. Let's get into it. All right, so the first one is the power of the pause. Parenting small humans can be surprisingly strenuous. It's amazing just how much emotion can come from such a small little person. But the way that you respond in these high pressure moments determines whether or not the situation escalates or diffuses. One simple shift can make a big change, and that is the pause. Our instinct as parents is often to try to correct or fix the situation immediately. But when we react too fast, it makes us more likely to raise our voices, engage in power struggles, and this just creates more stress for everyone. When we pause, it gives us the space to self-regulate before we respond. We're also modeling calmness and self-regulation for our child. And it also helps us to respond with clarity instead of just reacting in stress. But how? It might seem easier said than done. This is a habit that you have to teach yourself. So when you're in those moments where you're feeling stressed out or frustrated, you take a deep, slow breath. I know you've heard it before. Take a deep breath. Sounds so simple. Just a reminder to make sure that it's slow, because a lot of people, they'll take a deep breath and they'll rush through it, and then it doesn't actually have the calming effect that it's supposed to, and it can actually make things worse. So that's important. Make sure you're breathing slowly. And then remind yourself that you can take this small amount of time. You have the time to take this small moment to calm yourself. A lot of times we can feel a sense of urgency in these stress moments, but as long as everybody is safe, you can spend just 10, 20, 30 seconds to calm yourself so that you are in the best place to handle the situation that is in front of you. And then you're going to just do nothing for that period of time. You're going to breathe. You're going to allow things to settle, even if it's just a little bit, because this interrupts the automatic stress response. So if your brain thinks that there is a bear chasing you, and then you pause for a moment, your brain's like, guess there isn't a bear after all, which is helpful. This tiny shift disrupts the stress cycle, and it helps you to respond more calmly and resets your nervous system. Now, on to the second thing, which is self-care isn't optional. You've heard it before, you can't pour from an empty cup. But let's be real, self-care tends to be the first thing to go when life gets crazy. The truth is, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is essential. It's the key to you being the healthy and calm and emotionally regulated and happy parent that you want to be. Self-care is not a luxury. It is maintenance. In the same way that adding gas to your car is not optional, neither is refueling yourself, because if you don't, then eventually you will be running on fumes and you will break down. So one thing that I recommend is trying the Swiss cheese self-care approach. One layer isn't enough. You need multiple layers of small, regular self-care habits. So ask yourself, what do I need this week to feel healthy and cared for and thriving? So that might be going to bed an hour earlier so you can wake up before the kids, or that could be calling a mom friend who you have a good connection with, or decluttering your home, or spending time on your hobbies. You want to make sure that you're nurturing yourself with the things that truly refill you, because it's easy when we're feeling drained to reach for things like distraction and entertainment. So scrolling on your phone or binge watching your favorite show or whatever. But we don't want to do this exclusively for self-care. You want to make sure that you're making time for the things that truly nurture you as a person. It may feel like more effort up front, but it is essential to cultivate health and happiness, both short and long term. And now on to our last one, which is train your brain with mindfulness. I have so much to say about this that I made a whole video on it, so please go check that out. But here is one game-changing skill that mindfulness builds: non-reactivity. Stress makes us react instantly and intensely, but mindfulness trains your brain to create space in between stimulus and your response. It teaches you to pause naturally out of habit. Studies show that regular meditation reduces emotional reactivity and it strengthens your brain's ability to handle stress. Even just a few minutes a day makes a powerful difference. Here's why mindfulness is so powerful for parents in particular. It helps you to take control of your focus. So when stress kicks in, it can feel like your brain is running the show and just reacting on autopilot before you've even had the chance to think. Mindfulness helps you to take the reins back. So it helps you to calm your nervous system so that you can respond intentionally rather than just reacting impulsively. And it also equips you with the skills to stay present and to regulate your emotions and to handle these high pressure moments with more patience and with more clarity. Speaking of parental stress, 70% of parents report that communication struggles are a major contributor to their stress levels. So I've created a free mini class where I will teach you 5 powerful phrases to simplify your life as a parent. These phrases help you to foster mutual respect while maintaining boundaries. They help you to simplify your communication with an easy to remember script, and they help you to de-escalate tough moments with calm and confidence. So if you want access to that, just comment "Simplify Parenting" below and I will send you the link, or you can find it in the description. I hope that you try out these things right away. For myself and for the other parents that I've worked with, it has made such a big difference, and I know that it will for you too. Next week, we're going to be discussing parental anxiety, which is unfortunately on the rise in the last few decades. We will be discussing why it is crucial for ourselves and our children that we step out of parental anxiety and into peaceful parenting, and how to do it. I'll see you next time.